Shalom, everyone. Praises to the Most High and to all those who are seeking knowledge, truth, and understanding. Peace be unto you. I have another lesson for you that we're going to dive into to give you some understanding, keep your spirit alert in the times that we live in, because we live in some perilous times. Let me put it like that. We live in times that it's like catastrophe after catastrophe, exponentially. Week after week, seems like by the time you listen to this video, something else would have transpired. Mass murders everywhere. Just on yesterday in club in South Carolina, I think, 20 shot, 4 dead. Mississippi, over there, homecoming weekend at a high school. 20 shot again. 6 dead and counting. I think it's 8 now, I'm thinking. China, I heard China say on a clip that if America want nuclear war, China would not strike first. That's what they said. But they said United States, America would not have a chance to strike again. They have what is called a bomb, a 61 bomb. They call it 61 because it has 60 nuclear heads on it, on this one bomb. And the 61st bomb is a hydrogen bomb. No other nation has it. That's what they said. Waiting to annihilate America. But the pride in these people's heart has deceived them. They really think nothing can touch them. Mind of the people is distracted. They don't have a clue what's transpiring. Don't know he's placing these National Guard and try to heighten the civil unrest, as they say, to implement what is called the Insurrection Act, because they're really trying to take control. He said in his presidential speech, he said, if I'm elected, you have no need to have any more elections, because they are trying to have absolute authority. What one of the spokes, I think his name was Stephen Miller, he said, but he slipped and said it, plenary control. And most people don't even know what plenary is. It's absolute authority. That is what he wants over the army, so he can have the backing of the army with him, because he wants absolute authority, like Putin, Xing in China, North Korea, Great Britain. They want that oligarchy. They want that maximum total plenary authoritative dictatorship, a totalitarianism government. That's what Trump wants. Too much confusion here for them. They need to have their foot on everybody. If you don't go with it, then get out or go to jail. That's why he needs the army. That's why he had those 800 generals in that meeting. He told them, if you don't want to go with us, you lose rank, you can just go. We'll find somebody else to replace you. That's what they're telling them. And our people around here playing games, don't know what they are devising, the iniquity they are devising in secret. Don't even know. Earthquakes everywhere. 7.8 earthquake, 2 or 3 of them in the Philippines. This earth is shaking. It's in travail, because the sons of God, the children of Israel, we are waking up at an astronomical pace. Astronomical pace. Unstoppable. It's an amazing time for the children of Israel, because we're not in darkness. We see what's happening. You see churches, Christianity is crumbling. Churches, pastors being exposed. They don't even know what in the world is happening. Don't have a clue. Moving blindly, and the sheep that's following them straight into a hole to destruction. Don't even know it. Christianity is sorcery. Christianity is the mark of the beast. You have a lot of voices out here. 3.5 years talking about 70 week of Daniel. Talking about the 7-year tribulation, 3.5 weeks, 3.5 year tribulation, 3.5 Antichrist. Going off of Christianity, dispensationalism. That's all it is of the Bible. I've heard it decades. Knowing like the back of my hand. Totally false. Because I know it like the back of my hand. Because that's what I believed. But there's a nation of people, Esau, that is the Antichrist. Christianity is the mark of the beast. Because the beast is a nation. It's not, and the Antichrist is a nation, not one person. Talking about digital ID. People, it's all a distraction. 3-eye atlas, aliens coming from behind the sun. They don't know where it's at now. Distractions. There is no aliens. You have some believing spaceships gonna come get us, calling them chariots. People, listen to me. Don't you remember when Christ called Peter out the boat and Peter walked on water? You remember that? Christ does not need spaceships to gather us. The cloud came and got Christ from the earth. He maketh his clouds his chariots. There is no UFOs coming to get us. We must stop this foolishness. The Bible says that he spake and it was done. He commanded it and it stood fast, pertaining to the firmament, to the things that he created. And it stood fast. He can speak, and that's all he needs to gather us. And the clouds are our chariots. It's not no spaceships, people. He doesn't need metal and iron and oil and engines to get us. He spake and it was done. He commanded it and it stood fast. There is no alien spaceship coming to get us. That is amazing. You have grown people out here saying that. But they think, no, it's not aliens. But no. He bidded Peter to come, and Peter defied the elements of the earth. He walked on water. He will call us. Clouds will come and get us. Mortal should be changed into immortality. Corruption put on corrupt. We don't need alien spaceships. I don't even understand how they can bend their mind to believe that. It's an amazing time. The things that's moving, the voices that's moving out here. Things that's being said. It's amazing. And people gravitating to it. And not even filtering it through the Bible. It's an amazing thing. It's an amazing thing to see. I have a lesson for you. It's going to help you just keep you stable. Times we in. We need some stability. People are losing their minds out here. The instability of the mental, cognitive structure of people's mind out here is shattering. They are unstable. Just believing any and everything. Moving in earth. Demonic spirits everywhere. Move, attached to some. Spirit of divination moving through the voice of some. Lying spirits out here. Deception and delusions everywhere. You better find a voice that you trust to listen to. Study behind them. Discernment of spirit. Continue to seek the Most High to give you clarity in these last days. Let's go to Zechariah. Zechariah 1, verse 20. We're going to break down chapter 1 in the book of Zechariah. But let's go to this base scripture here. I want to pull a thought from that. Zechariah 1, verse 21, kind of connected. Zechariah 1, verse 20. And the Lord showed me 4 carpenters. Then said I, what come these to do? And he spake, saying, these are the horns which have scattered Judah, so that no man did lift up his head. But these are come to fray them, to cast out the horns of the Gentiles, which lifted up their horn over the land of Judah, to scatter the kings, 4 nations. 4 angels of God came to fray them. The term fray means a fight, a battle, a skirmish. Some of the synonyms is war, encounter, clash, contest, conflict, or combat against. We're going to pull from there. Zechariah 1 and 20. The 4 carpenters. That's a thought we want to pull from that. And the Lord showed me 4 carpenters. We're going to get into it. We're going to break Zechariah chapter 1. We're going to break it down. Give you some understanding. Go to Joel. Start there first. Joel 3, verse number 1. As we dissect this chapter down. Joel 3, verse 1. Let's read. For behold, in those days, and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, the southern kingdom and the northern kingdom. And I will also gather the nations, gather all nations, and I will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people, for my heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among nations, the nations, and parted my land. That's what they have done. And he's going to gather all nations. Gather them. Valley of Jehoshaphat, which means the valley of decision. That's what the valley of Jehoshaphat means. For they have scattered among the nations, my heritage, my people, and have parted my land. That's what they have done. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine. They have used our men as breeding farms. That's what they did to our people in slavery. That's what they did. Our men, Search your history. And they place bags over the women so they will know who they were. And they'll be having sex with their own parents, their own sisters, their own relatives. And they place a bag over their head. And that's what the term they get, kind of filthy term to me, is MFer. That's where they get the term from. Because they didn't know who they was having conjugal relationship with. They didn't know. So that's where that term came from. MFer. They would place bags over their relatives' heads, some of their mothers. And they would be having sex with them. They would have breeding farms in America, in the East Coast, maybe Virginia, some of those, South Carolina, some of those East Coast states. That's why you'll see, you'll look, and you say, man, that guy over there really looks like my uncle. Possibility. Same bloodline. Why? They breeded them amongst relatives and then scattered them across the United States, sold them. Cash lots, boy given for a harlot, sold a girl for wine that they may drink. You could muscadine wine. And they did that in Africa, was selling women for wine, slaves. Yea, what have ye to do with me, Tyre, and Zidon, all of the coast of Palestine? Palestine is modern term, Philistines. Well, not a modern term. But will you render me a recompense? If you recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your head? Judgment is coming for scattering his heritage and his people. Because you have taken my silver and gold, and you have carried into your temples my goodly, pleasant things. Watch this. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have you sold to the Grecians, the Greeks, the Caucasian man. That's the Greeks. Was selling Africans to Africans, wasn't selling Caucasians to Caucasians, was selling the dark, melanated Israelites, black Israelites, to the Caucasian Greeks, that you might remove them far from their border. That's what they did. That's why we are in all nations now. We have been scattered. Prophecy, Luke 21:24. Daniel 12, scattering of the power of the holy people, accomplished Luke 21:24. That was initially prophecy coming to pass. Then you had to Portugal, Sub-Saharan, the Orient, Transatlantic. Those were the things that was happening. That Christ was prophesying an abomination of desolation. 70 weeks of day. That's all that's already happened. Most of the prophecies have already happened. Our people don't have a clue what this Bible is saying. Verse 7, behold, watch this. I will raise them out of the place where you have sold them, and I will return your recompense upon your own head. I'm going to reward you for scattering my people, my heritage. That's what the Bible is saying. For selling them to the Caucasian man, Tyre and Zidon. Some Hamitic tribes dwelt there. And I'm going to return your record. What you have rewarded them, I'm going to reward you double. It's like in Revelation 18, double what you have done to my heritage. Children of Israel. Blacks scattered in the diaspora. That's what he's talking about. It's us. Watch this. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hands of the children of Judah. I'm going to make them servants unto them, slaves unto them. That's what the Bible is saying. To the children of Judah. And they shall sell them to the Sabians, to a people far off, for the Lord has spoken it. Proclaim ye among the Gentiles, the other nations. Prepare ye among the nations, the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. The Lord is going to put in the mind of the nations to come and war, assimilating them by the angels of God. The Four Carpenters, gathering them up like he's doing now. See, the angels of God is on the earth. Oh, yes. And they are manipulating the minds of these leaders to come together to fight against America. And the pride of these Caucasians that's rising now is for the Lord is causing them to reveal their true spirit. We know Israel, but some of our people out here that's on a source of America, they don't see. But now the Most High won't allow to have a rest. It's something every week, every day. Seems like every hour, and it's in their face constantly until it can't go away. They can't push it off, dismiss it. They can't do it. So he allowing their true spirit to come to surface. He's moving the veil back so you can see the very essence of their true nature. Prepare you, will wake up the mighty men, let them all, the men of war, draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I'm strong. Assemble yourselves. Come all ye heathen. Gather yourselves round about, together, round about, thither. Cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be weakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I sit and judge all heathen round about. Put ye a sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come get you down. He gonna harvest the nations. The valley of Jehoshaphat. For the press is full, the fats overflow. For their wickedness is great. The wickedness of the nations is great in the earth now. The wickedness of the wicked people are great in the earth now. It's great. And the Most High God sends his angels down to investigate. He does it. Multitudes in the valley of decision. That's the valley of Jehoshaphat, the valley of decision. Concision, of threshing. For the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. See, all of that is the effects of Christ penetrating the earth, gathering the nations in the valley of decision, in the valley of threshing, where he pierced the clouds. The effects of his appearance eclipse the sun and is eclipsing the moon by the power of his entry and the glory emanating from his person penetrating this earth realm. It eclipses the sun and the moon. And he harvesting the nation in the valley of Jehoshaphat, valley of decision. That's what he's doing. Exposing also these false churches. That's what he's doing. They can't stand against the true men of the Lord in this hour. It's over with. Spirit of the Most High is upon us. Because he has revealed this book to us. And he has sealed it to some. Power of this word is in our bosom. We're releasing it in the earth today. That's what's happening. What's this? Go to Zechariah 6. Verse 1. And I turned, lifted up mine eyes, and looked, and behold, and there came 4 chariots, 4 carpenters, and out from between 2 mountains. And the mountains were mountains of brass, kingdoms of brass. In the first chariot were red horses. Second chariot, black horses. A depiction of the 4 chariots, 4 carpenters. The angels of God is depicted in a metaphor as chariots, not aliens in spaceships. Angels of God, 4 winds of heaven, calling the elect clouds, and we would clouds walking on clouds. Christ said, the cloud of treated in Acts 1, and the cloud came down and took him. Same way you seen him leave. It's in like manner shall he return. The clouds are our chariots, people. We don't need that. I don't think y'all understand the power of Christ. I don't think y'all understand that. Christ defied the elements. Peter defied the elements, and lost faith, took his eyes off Christ, began to sink. That's how we getting up out of here. The clouds are our chariots. In the first chariot was red horses. And in the second chariot, black horses. In the third chariot, white horses. Fourth chariot, grizzle and bay horses. That's the same thing in Revelation chapter 6. The 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. He's calling here the 4 chariots. Zechariah called it all the 4 carpenters. Revelation chapter 7, the angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding back the 4 winds of God. Same thing. Then I answered and said unto the angel that talked with me, what are these, my Lord? What is this you showing me? It's not literally chariots. Not literally. He's going to tell him what it is. And the angel answered and said unto me, these are the 4 spirits of heaven, of the heavens, which go forth from standing before the Lord of all the earth. Those are the 4 carpenters. Those are the 4 chariots. Those are the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Those are the four angels that stands on the four corners of the earth, holding back the four winds of God, saying, hurt not the earth until they are sealed. The servants of God in their foreheads. These are the angels that execute the judgment of God in the earth. These are the four angels that will gather the nations, the valley of Jehoshaphat, the valley of decision, harvest them to be judged by Christ. The black horse, watch this, I'm going to show you. The black horses, which are then go forth into the north country, and the white go forth after them, went after them. And the grizzled go forth toward the south country. He dispatches the angels to go forth and to manipulate minds of nations, kings of the earth. Because the king, the heart of the king, is in the hand of the Lord. And he moved it whatsoever he will. By the angel, the four carpenters, the four horsemen, the four chariots, the four spirits, the angels of God, dictating the movement of Trump, dictating the movement of Putin and Xi, North Korea, dictating the movement of Great Britain, consolidating them to cause massive war on this earth, disturbing, to take peace from the earth. These people don't have a clue what's happening because they don't know end time prophecy. They don't know how the angels of God is moving in the earth. They don't know what's behind pushing Trump and his handlers. But we know the Bible is unlocked to us. Watch this. Let me read verse 6 again. I want you to take note of this. The black horses, which are the angels of God, sent forth, are then go forth into the north country. And the white go forth therein. And the grizzled go forth after them. And the grizzled go forth, rather the white go forth after them. And the grizzled go forth toward the south country. Angels of God sitting over nations, walking to and fro, dispatched by God to cause his purposes to come to pass. That's what's happening in the earth. Along with other events like the awakening, and we have been thinking ourselves in the land of our captivity. Angels of God manipulating minds of living. All of this combustible, all of this coming together as prophetic events in the earth. All prefacing or the prelude of the ascension of Christ penetrate the clouds. It is coming to a boiling point, a precipice. The black horse sent to the north country. Watch this. Go to Jeremiah. Go to Jeremiah chapter 4. Watch this. Jeremiah chapter 4. Watch this. Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 5. Watch what he says here. Let me start at verse 4. Jeremiah 4, verse 4. Just jump up to verse 3, because I want to give you some more context of why he's going to say what he says. For thus saith the Lord to the men of Judah and Jerusalem, both kingdoms, break up the fallow ground and sow not among thorns. Circumcise yourself to the Lord. Take away the foreskin of your heart, your mind. Take away the wickedness that you're doing. Circumcise your heart. Clean your spirits up. Clean your actions up. Be mindful of what you're doing, what you're saying, where you're going, how you are acting in Israel. Circumcise your heart. Ye men of Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem, let my fury come forth like fire. Burn that none could quench it, because the evil of your doings. Circumcise your heart, your mind, from the evil. Do away, reject the evil of your ways. Turn from them. That's what he's saying, circumcise. Sever yourself from the wickedness that you're doing. Cut the foreskin, your mind. That's what he's saying. Declare. Watch what he says here, verse 5. Declare ye in Judah, publish in Jerusalem. Blow ye the trumpet in the land. Cry, gather together and say, assemble yourselves. Let us go into the defense cities, because something's getting ready to happen. That's why the trumpet is sound. Use the prophets, sound the trumpet. Israel, come back to God's commandments, circumcise your heart, sever yourself from the wickedness that you're in. The prophets blowing the trumpet today, telling the remnant, come out of your wickedness, keep God's commandments, because judgment is coming. It's the same message. Today, the prophets blowing the trumpet. Watch this. Set up a standard towards Zion. Retire. Stay not. I will bring evil from the north and a great destruction. Where was the black horse sent? In Zechariah 6. One of the four spirits of God. Four chariots. The angel of God. Where was it sent? The black horse was sent to the north country. It was sent to the north. Who's in the north? What nation was in the north? Let's see. Jeremiah 25. Watch this. Verse 7. Talking about Israel. Ye have not hearkened unto me, saith the Lord, that ye might provoke me to anger with the works of your hands to your own hurt. They always love to make idolatry, worship idol and images. Therefore the Lord of hosts, the Lord of war, because you have not heard my words, like now, they cast what we're saying as garbage. Throw the words that we're speaking behind their backs. Don't care. In the times we live in, seeing the calamities on this earth every day. Something every day is happening. It's like it's been expedited. Because you have not heard my words. How did they come? Through the prophets. He just spoke. Jeremiah was saying, the prophets spoke before destruction came. Just like now. Behold, I will send and take all the families of the north, saith the Lord, and Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, my servant, will bring them against this land in the north. The angel of God, the black horse, was sent to the north to send evil. He said, evil is come from the north. Who was sent there? The black horse spoke to Nebuchadnezzar by the Most High. Go and get Nebuchadnezzar to subdue all nations and bring Israel into captivity and overtake the Assyrians. Subdue all nations on the earth. That's what he said. By the angel that was pushing Nebuchadnezzar. That's what the Bible is saying. That's what's happening in our time. Don't be perplexed. Don't be confounded, Israel. Stand, because we know He's given us the blueprint to keep our spirits right. For his wife has made herself ready. How? Because we know, just like Noah knew what was getting ready to happen. And he prepared himself by the Spirit of the Most High. Because he knew what the Most High was getting ready to do. They don't know here now. In these churches, none of the conventions, convocations, they don't know. They are speaking vain thoughts, vain opinions, platitudes, just straight babblings and foolish gesturing and talking. It has no meat in it. It has no type of discernment whatsoever in the times we live in. Many of our people are walking straight blind. Many. Watch this. I will send and take all the families of the north, saith the Lord, and Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, my servant, and I will bring them against this land and against the inhabitants thereof, and against all these nations round about, and against all these nations round about, and I will utterly destroy them and make them an astonishment and a hissing and a perpetual desolation. Moreover, I will take from them the voice of mirth, which is gladness and joy, the voice of gladness, the voice of the bridegroom, the voice of the bride, the sound of the millstones, and the light of the candle. Just going to strip them from all type of joy and pleasure. That's what he's doing, because they're going into slavery and oppression. And this whole land will be a desolation and an astonishment. And these nations shall serve the king of Babylon 70 years. See, the Lord always have a time period on nations' reign and rule on the earth. Because he rules in the kingdom of men, sets up nations, take them down. He set them up. He set all the nations on the earth up to rule for a certain period of time. And when that period of time is over, like America, Esau's kingdom, we're going to get to it. He mustered up the nations, harvest them, because their reign is over, even though they are trying with all their power, all their mental strength to hold up white supremacy. But it's crumbling. Why? Their reign is up, like Nebuchadnezzar. He said, you're going to reign 70 years, and that's it. Israel will be in subjection to these nations and Nebuchadnezzar 70 years. And after that, and it shall come to pass when 70 years are accomplished, that I will punish the king of Babylon, and that nation, saith the Lord, for their iniquity. I will punish Nebuchadnezzar and his nation of people. I will punish America, Great Britain, Putin. I'm going to punish the King Trump. I'm going to punish Putin. I'm going to punish the presidents and the kings of Esau's nation. Then I'm going to punish his descendants. That's what he said to Nebuchadnezzar. Saith the Lord. For their sin, the iniquity, and the land of the Chaldeans, and I will make it perpetual desolations. That is the prophecy that was on Nebuchadnezzar, and the same judgment is on America. It's on Esau's kingdom. The same judgment. We are witnessing it in real time, crumbling. We are witnessing it. It's amazing. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Go to the Apocrypha. To Baruch. Watch this. Watch this. Baruch 2:29 in the Apocrypha. Watch this. Start at verse 19. I'm going to do some skip reading. 2:19. Therefore, we do make our humble supplications before thee, O Lord, our God, for the righteousness of our fathers and of our kings. For thou hast sent out thy wrath and indignation upon us, as thou hast spoken by thy servants the prophets, saying, Thus saith the Lord, bow down your shoulders to serve the king of Babylon. So shall you remain in the land that I give unto your fathers. But if you will not hear the voice of the Lord to serve the king of Babylon, I will cause to cease out of the cities of Judah, and from without Jerusalem, the voice of mirth, the voice of joy, the voice of the bridegroom, the voice of the bride, and the whole land shall be desolate of inhabitants. It's the same thing that Jeremiah was saying. Watch this. But we would not hearken unto thy voice to serve the king of Babylon. Therefore hast thou made good words that thou hast spake it by thy servants the prophets, namely, that the bones of our kings and the bones of our fathers should be taken out of their places. And lo, they are cast out in the heat of the day, to the frost of the night, and they died in great miseries by famine and by sword and by pestilence. The house which is called by thy name is thou laid waste. It is to be seen this day for the wickedness of the house of Israel and the house of Judah. O Lord, our God, thou hast dealt with us after thy goodness, and according to all thy great mercies of thine, as thou spakest by thy servant Moses, on the day when thou didst command them to write the law before the children of Israel, saying, if you will not hear my voice, surely this great multitude shall be turned into a very small number among the nations, whither I will scatter them. For I knew that they would not hear me. Prophecy. He know we are stiff-necked. Can't tell us nothing. We are still that way today. The true men of the Lord is trying to help you come out of the sorcery of America and the false religions on this earth. And we're breaking down the scriptures, precept upon precept, line upon line. As the Most High and the Spirit of the God is upon us to bring clarity to the scriptures. And they reject it as if we are their enemies. It's amazing. I knew they would not hear me because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves. It's prophecy written when Moses, to the children of Israel, prior to his death. It was prophecy then happening in each captivity. He said that they was going to remember who they were. While in the lands that they were scattered in captivity. That's us. That's what you see going into effect. The children of Israel is remembering themselves, coming back to their God and their covenant with him. And they are seeing the manifestation of the true sons of God in the earth. And the travail is shaking now. The earth is in travail. Because in the lands of their captivities, in America, Great Britain, the continent of Africa, in Asia, in the UK, in Haiti, Jamaica, in Canada, South America, North America. They're remembering themselves in the lands of their captivities. They shall remember themselves and shall know that I am the Lord, their God. For I will give them a heart and ears to hear. I'm going to give them a mind to hear. If he doesn't give you a mind and ears to hear, you will never see what I'm saying. You will never wake up. It's nothing we can do. Nothing. He must give you a heart, which is a mind to hear, a mind to perceive rather, and ears to hear. What I'm saying is true. Otherwise, you're going to remain in darkness and fight against us. There's nothing we can do but pray for you. And they shall praise me in the land of their captivity and think upon my name and return from their stiff neck, from their wicked deeds. For they shall remember the way of their fathers, which sinned before the Lord. And I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath and unto their fathers Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and they shall be lords of it. And I will increase them, and they shall not be diminished. And I will make an everlasting covenant with them to be their God, and they shall be my people. And I will no more drive my people of Israel out of the land that I had given them. And I will make an everlasting covenant with them to be their God, and they shall be my people. Where did we hear that before? Go to Revelation. It's repeated in Revelation chapter 21. See, precept must be upon precept and line upon line. And they shall be my people, and I will be their God. What is he talking about? And they're going to return to the land. Israel. He's talking about them. Watch this. Revelation 21, verse 1. Watch this. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth was passed away, and there was no more sea. There was no more ruling nations and kingdoms on the earth. For the first kingdom was passed away, and I saw a new kingdom coming to reign on the earth. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God, out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of God is with men, and he will dwell with them. They shall be his people, and God himself shall be with them and be their God. Dwelling with men, them children of Israel. That's what John is saying. The new kingdom and the new ruling kingdom would be the children of Israel. This book is for the children of Israel, people. The kingdom is for the children of Israel only, ruling on the earth. And every nation will be in their distinctive parts on the earth, being governed toward apostle. 144,000 men of Israel ruling this earth with a rod of iron. Nations subduing them. That's what we're going to be doing on the earth. And God himself will be in the kingdom. Christ, rather, will be there in the kingdom. Watch this. God himself shall be with them and be their God. Watch this. It's clear. It's Baruch 2:29 down to about the last scripture in that chapter. Watch this. Go to Zechariah. Watch this. Zechariah 1, verse 1. Watch this. In the 8th month, In the 2nd year of Darius came the word of the Lord to Zechariah, the son of Berechiah, the son of Iddo, the prophet, saying, the Lord hath been sore displeased with your fathers. Therefore say unto them, thus saith the Lord of hosts, turn ye unto me, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will turn unto you, saith the Lord of hosts. Come back to me, O backsliding children. See, we have to turn to him. You see that? But it's amazing because he has to give you a mind to turn to him. Isn't it something? He has to give you a heart to know him. He has to give you ears to hear what I'm saying and a mind to even turn to him. If he doesn't give you a mind to turn to him, you ain't coming. You're going to stay down that road and path of destruction. It's nothing we can do. That's a dangerous thing, isn't it? That's a dangerous. If you're awake, you know what I'm saying. That's a scary feeling to me. Not to be awakened like we are today in this hour. That's a scary to be in darkness and not know what we know. I guess, well, if you just don't know and you walking in a delusion, you think you're right. But to be awake and to see you falling off of a cliff and not know it, it's a scary thing to me. Watch this. To me it is. Maybe not to you. But I fear the Most High. Watch this. Be ye not as your fathers, unto whom the former prophets have cried, saying, thus saith the Lord of hosts, turn ye now from your evil ways and from your evil doings. But they did not hear, nor hearken unto me, saith the Lord. Did you hear how he worded that? He said, hearken to me, but he spoke to his prophets, to say what thus saith the Lord. But he said it, me. To reject the true prophets is to reject God himself. That's what he just said. Nor hearken unto me. How? By the voice of his prophets, he testifies against you. So you're not rejecting me. You're rejecting God himself. As we say to the scattered blacks in the churches, in other religions, darkness, come back to the covenant and keep God's commandments. That's it. Watch this. Go to Amos. Go to Amos. Go to Amos 2, verse 10. This is how you distinguish false prophets on the earth. It's very, when you see it, it's kind of simple in a sense, but it's complicated to some. But he's already told us. Amos 2 and 10. And I also brought you up from the land of Egypt, saying, and led you 40 years through the wilderness to possess the land of the Amorite. And I raised up your sons for prophets, and your young men for Nazarites. Is it not even thus, O ye children of Israel, saith the Lord? So the Most High telling us that he raises up the prophets from the seed of Israel. But we first have to be awakened, because otherwise we speak in vain talk and darkness. But the fact that he telling us where the prophets will come from, that right there in itself that eliminates a whole lot of people that are saying things that God said, but he didn't say. Because he's raising up his sons for prophets from the nation of Israel. When you raise somebody, you nurture them, you teach them, you show them, you call them. He raises up and he nurtures the prophets from the seed of Israel only. That's how you narrow things down, people, and distinguish false prophets from true prophets. False prophets are not going to bring you back to the commandments because they are still blind, like we were at one time. We weren't saying, come back to his commandments. The prophets, all the prophets was telling them to come back to the commandment. The seed of Israel scattered in the diaspora. All of them were saying the same thing. That's how you distinguish it. The pastors on the earth are not saying that. They are still asleep. They are blind. And if he does not wake them up, they will stay blind and false prophets and speaking vain talk. If he does not give them a heart to know them, like Baruch said, and ears to hear, there's nothing we can do. That's how you distinguish people. False prophets from the true prophets. I'm going to show you something. What Christ, notice something what Christ said. I'm going to show you, particularly when he was what? When the disciples called him and said, what shall be the end of these things? What shall be the sign of thy coming? In Matthew 24, verse 2. He said something very distinct that we should take note. Watch this. I'm going to show you. Jump down to verse number 6. Amos 3, verse 6. He says, shall a trumpet be blown in a city and the people be not afraid? Why? We read it in Jeremiah chapter 4. When he was saying, blow ye the trumpet in Israel. Go into the defense city. Why? Evil from the north is coming. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city and people be not afraid? Shall there be evil in a city and the Lord hath not done it? He sent the angel, came from the Most High, one of the four spirits of God, 4 chariots. The black horse was sent to the north country. Shall there be evil in the city and the Lord has sent his angel to do it? The Lord controls all of this. He's in control. I'm not perplexed. I know exactly what's happening. What's this? Surely the Lord will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret, his plan unto his servants, the prophets. That's what he does. He revealed the sealed sayings of this book. He give you words in the mind to speak, to warn his people out here. But if you're still asleep, what are you warning them to do? If he haven't awakened you, if he haven't given you a heart to know him and ears to hear, your mind open, what are you saying? The same thing you've been saying for decades. Nothing. Why? We were asleep. Now our minds has been open. People don't understand that. That your mind can be, the words of this book can be sealed and your mind closed by God himself. He can close your spiritual mind and you will never see it. You will stay in all these idolatrous religions. You will never see it. But he sends his prophets to warn before he sends evil to a nation. We're warning you that America, bombs is coming to America. America is going to be destroyed. The Lord know how to redeem the righteous from the wicked. He know how to preserve the righteous in the day of judgment. He know how to do it. He know how to preserve the righteous and preserve his prophets during the time that he need their voice in the earth. That's what he has done now. He awakened the prophets that he's chosen, which are the last prophets. We are the latter day prophets. We are last day prophets before Christ. Ascension, penetration in the earth. John the Baptist herald the Messiah coming in, the birth of the Messiah. The prophets now is heralding the penetration and ascension of Christ coming back to the earth to set up his everlasting kingdom. Daniel 2:44. That shall not be left to any other people. Valley of Joseph, Valley of Decision. Four Carpenters. Watch this. The lion has roared. The lion has roared. Who would not fear? The Lord God has spoken. Who can but prophesy? Because the words penetrate your mind and your spirit. What to say out here? The words that he gives us to say comes from him. Because he knows who needs to hear them out there in the earth today. He knows what the words need to drop. They're going to reach who they need to hear. They're going to reach them. So I'm not concerned with that. I know the words that we're speaking going to reach the ears that need to hear it. Watch this. Go to Jeremiah. Jeremiah 23. Jeremiah 23. Watch this. Start at verse. This is an interesting chapter right here. Jeremiah 23. Let's start at verse 13. Let's start at 11. I'm going to do some skip reading maybe. I don't know if I'm going to read this and just maybe do some skip reading. Start at verse 11. For both the prophet and the priest are profane. That means they corrupt. Yea, in my house I have found their wickedness, saith the Lord. Wherefore their ways shall be unto them as a slippery ways in the darkness. See, God has judgment for these pastors out here. Their ways going to be slippery. In darkness. They're going to fall. When you're slipping, you're falling. Their action, their ways, their deeds, them unto them as slippery ways in darkness. When you walking on ice and it's also dark, you have no stability. You have no grounding in what you're saying. And they're going to fall. The pastors on the earth, they're speaking particularly to the seed of the blacks that scattered here in the diaspora. Their ways going to be slippery as in darkness, which means they're going to fall eventually. Something going to come up, they going to fall. Something is going to cause them. Why? The words they're speaking is a stronghold over our people because they're teaching from the minds of the oppressor. They're regurgitating the thought of their oppressor, which is causing the mark of the beast in their mind, which is causing them to move in darkness. So their ways going to be slippery in darkness. They shall be driven on and fall therein. That is the prophecy over pastors today. Their ways going to be slippery, like in darkness, and they shall fall therein. They're going to fall eventually Because the words of the true prophets is penetrating the atmosphere in the earth today. So it's combating the lies out here. They're going to eventually fall. And I will bring upon them even the year of their visitation, said the Lord. The Lord is visiting these pastors. That's what's happening. That's the prophecy on the pastors today. The same way Jeremiah then was speaking to the prophets, the false prophets in their time, that same word is on them today. That's why they are falling some type of way. Their voice is being removed. Look at T.D. Jakes. Look at I can't think of the other pastor in Texas. Name slipped. But he stepped down. Talk about all his transgressions that he have done that hadn't been disclosed. I can't think of his name right off the top of my head. He's a black pastor though. Many others. Their voice is going to be removed. I don't know how he's going to judge them. I don't know the Lord, the day of visitation on that particular judgment he's going to put on them. But there is a judgment. There is a visitation coming. I've seen the folly of the prophets of Samaria. They prophesied in Baal and caused my people Israel to err. That's what they're doing. They're prophesying under a spirit of divination. They don't even realize it. They don't even realize the spirit that's moving them, that's causing them to speak things and causing people to go in error. It's a spirit of divination. And it's influencing the words of their mouth. And it's influencing their spirit to move in a certain way. And a lot of people are attracted to it. But the Bible is the filter. I've also seen the prophets of Jerusalem, a horrible thing. They commit adultery. They walk in lies, and their strength also that they strengthen also the hands of evildoers. That none doth return from their wickedness, that they all of them unto me as Sodom and the inhabitants of Gomorrah. What does it mean? They strengthen also the hands of evildoers, that none doth return from their wickedness. They don't correct the lies that's out here, particularly like the lie of Christmas, the lie of Easter, the wicked holidays of Thanksgiving, the wicked traditional holidays of some of these Caucasians that's in America. They don't correct that. They don't say that you need to honor the Lord on his severed holy day, which is the Sabbath. They don't, what it says, they strengthen the hands of the evildoers. They said nothing is wrong with it. That's what they say. That's strengthening the hand of somebody walking in wickedness, walking in evil. That's how you strengthen the hands of you, not correcting them of the sin that they're committing. You're not correcting it. You're pacifying stuff. And you're celebrating it yourself. So they don't think nothing wrong with it. That's how you strengthen them. Therefore, thus saith the Lord of hosts concerning the prophets, I will feed them wormwood. I will make them drink the water of gall, bitterness. For from the prophets of Jerusalem is profaneness, corruptness, gone forth in all the land. So the prophets' words, because the people held on to the prophets, the pastors, they hold on to their words because they think they are sent by God. So surely they would not lead me astray. If they say something that I think, or what we saying is, they think is correct and it's profaneness, then corruption pollutes the land. Because they have a lot of people under their tutelage and voice. so it can move through the land in plenteous, because you have multiples of minds under your voice. Therefore, he says, thus saith the Lord of hosts, hearken not unto the words of the prophets that prophesy unto you. They make you vain. That's empty. You become empty and void. They speak a vision of their own heart and not out of the mouth of the Lord. They're speaking a thought, a word from their own mind, attaching thus saith the Lord to it. But it was conjured up in their mind. It was produced in their own thoughts. And they are saying it as if God said it. That's what it means. They speak a vision of their own heart and not out of the mouth of the Lord. Just like some of these conventions out here. And some of these, 2019 had access convention. Like they access in heaven. That's a vision out of their own mind and not from the thoughts of the Most High. That's what you call that. They speak a vision of their own heart, not out of the mouth of the Lord. They are under the power and influence of spirits of divination, spirits of deception, spirits of delusions out here. But they think it's God. It's not. We pray that the Most High will open these young men and these men out here that's leading people to destruction. Because all they're doing is regurgitating the mark of Christianity, which is the mark of the beast. Which is a beast is a nation of people. And what's produced from that beast is religion, policies, culture. That is the mark of the beast, a mark of a nation that dictates the thoughts, actions, movements of a person, of an individual, or of a multiplicities of people. That's a mark of a beast. Christianity is the mark of the beast. It's a mark, a thought pattern of a nation of people called the Caucasian man. Esau on the earth, for your information. Watch this. They say, still unto them that despise me, that hate me, that break my commandments. Still mean just be at peace. Be still, be at peace. Because nothing is going to happen to you. Nothing. Continue celebrating Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, wicked days. Dishonor the Sabbath. Just do what you want to do. Because the Lord told me it's going to be peace. None of that is, all of that is okay. That's what it means. They say, still unto them that despise me. You're doing nothing wrong. Continue to worship on Sunday as if that's God's separate holy day. That's what they're saying. Oh, I worship every. No, he have a severed day. Separate from all other days that you would be holy. And honor it as a Sabbath, which means you do nothing of your own pleasure, no work. You congregate. You don't do any buying and selling. That's severed. That's a severed day. You even on Sunday, you're not even making that day holy. Watch this. The Lord has, they say still unto them that despise me. The Lord has said, ye shall have peace. And they say unto everyone that walketh after the imagination of his own heart, no evil shall come upon you. You can do what you want to do. The Lord is not going to judge you for that, my friend, my brother. That's what they're telling their congregates, their parishioners. That's what they're saying at these very Christian churches that follow Christianity. That's what they're saying. They're saying you're going to have peace. It's nothing. There's no judgment coming upon you for breaking God's law. That's what they're saying. For who has stood in the counsel of the Lord and has perceived and heard his word? Who have marked his word? When something is marked, that means it is who have established what he has to say and heard it, who had stood in the counsel of the Lord, who stood in God's presence, and God counseled him in what to say, and perceived, understood what he was saying, and heard it. Watch this. Gave him a mind to hear, mind and ears to hear, just like Baruch. Behold, a whirlwind of the Lord is gone forth in a fury, even a grievous whirlwind. It shall fall grievously upon the head of the wicked. The judgment of God is going to fall grievously on the head of the wicked of our people. The anger of the Lord shall not, watch this, shall not return until he have executed, until he have performed the thoughts of his heart. In the latter days, ye shall consider it perfectly. Did you hear what he just said there? The anger of the Lord shall not return until he have executed, until he have performed the thoughts of his mind. The judgment that he has pronounced will not come back void, will not come back to him void until it have executed, performed the purposes that he has sent it to accomplish, to do. And in the latter days, you're going to consider it because it perfectly. You're going to realize the things that we've been teaching, telling you, is true. That's what it means. Consider it perfectly. Because the words of the prophets are going to come to pass. Thus said the Most High God. That's what that means. Watch this. Jump down. Verse 21. I have not sent these prophets, yet they ran. I have not spoken to them, yet they prophesied. That's what they do. I haven't sent them, but they ran. I didn't speak to them, but they're speaking something from a spirit of divination and from the thoughts that they are conjuring up in their own hearts. Only the elect, only a remnant of God's elect is coming out of this, because that deception is very thick. Watch this. Verse 22, but if they had stood in my counsel and had caused my people to hear my words, then they should have turned them from their evil way and from their evil doings. They would have, the true prophets would have told them to come back to the commandments and reject these wicked, unholy days produced here in Mystery Babylon. That's what the true prophets are doing. But I have not sent these prophets, yet they ran. I have not spoken to them, yet they have prophesied. Watch this. Am I a God at hand, saith the Lord, and not a God afar off? Watch this. Jump down. 24. Can any hide himself in secret places that I shall not see him, saith the Lord? Do not I feel heaven and earth, saith the Lord? I have heard what the prophets said. They prophesy lies in my name, saying, I have dreamed. I have dreamed. How long shall this be in the heart of the prophets that prophesy lies? Yea, they are prophets of deceit of their own heart. They are deceived by their own heart. Martin Luther King said, I have a dream. I have a dream that little black children and little white children shall join hands with the Negroes and what? Say, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, free at last. Didn't he say, I have a dream? But is that the Most High God's dream? It's a vision and deceit of their own hearts. They're having thoughts and dreams by their own spirits. Martin Luther King did the best that he could. But the dream that he had was not the dream that came from the Most High God, because he later on said, I done brought my people into a burning house. Because this nation is falling. Watch this. Which think to cause my people to forget my name by their dreams, which they tell every man to his neighbor, as their fathers have forsaken my name for Baal. That's what Christianity have done. Caesar Borgia, the Caucasian image of Christ, they forsaken the Most High for that. The prophet that have a dream, let him tell it a dream. And he that have my word, let him speak my word faithfully. What is the chaff to the wheat, saith the Lord? Is not my word as fire, saith the Lord? And like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces. See, the words that the Most High give by the spirits that's in thy prophets, it's like fire, and it burns the chaff, and it separates wheat from chaff. And it burns the wickedness out of the spirit. Because the word of God is quick, sharp, two-edged sword, piercing, even to the dividing asunder of the soul and spirit, joints and marrow. It's like fire shut up in the bones of the prophets, shut up in the bosom of the prophet. And when it's pierced out of their lips, it's like fire burning chaff from the wheat. That's how the words that the prophets are speaking in this hour is turning the world upside down. Therefore, behold, I am against these prophets, saith the Lord, that steal my words, everyone from his neighbor. How do they steal the words of the Most High? Behold, I am against the prophets, saith the Lord, that use their tongues and say, he said. They're stealing God's words by saying, he said, and he didn't say it. Oh man, that right there. That judgment is over a whole lot of people. Behold, I am against them that prophesy false dreams. Let me say that again. Behold, I am against them that prophesy false dreams, saith the Lord, and do tell them, and cause my people to err by their lies and by their likeness. Yet I sent them not, nor commanded them. Therefore, they shall not profit this people at all, saith the Lord. I am against them that prophesy false dreams. Did you hear these false prophets out here saying that the Lord is going to rapture them in September? Then they changed it and said, oh, we're going by the Hebrew calendar, October 4th. Did you not hear that? Those are false prophets. There's many more out here that steal the words of the Most High, saying, he said. It's a lot. Watch this. Watch this. Go to Matthew 24. These are the times we're in, people. Israel, we are in these times. You can, Matthew 24. Watch this. Watch this. 24 verse 2. Just a few scriptures in this right quick. Well, just a few scriptures. Watch this. Verse 3. And he said in the Mount of Olives, as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? What shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? Not the annihilation of the earth or the obliteration of the earth, but the end of the Roman kingdom. That's what he was asking, because the world is not going anywhere. Earth is not going anywhere. The world he's talking about is the rulership of the Roman kingdom. And Jesus answered and said unto them, watch what he says here now. Take heed that no man deceive you. See, these are warnings Christ gave us. I'm going to show you something. He gave us warnings. He showed us some things. Watch this. Jump down. He said, take no heed. That means listen to what I'm saying. Heed means to listen to what I'm saying, that no man or woman deceive you. I already showed you what the true prophets come to say. Jeremiah 24 distinguished them really clear. Really, really clear. Watch what Christ says, Matthew 24, verse 11. Watch what he says. And many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. Many false prophets shall rise. Not that God raised them like Amos 2 and 10. They rose by themselves, exalted themselves to that position. Many false prophets shall rise and deceive many. How? How did they deceive them during Jeremiah? They were saying God said something, and he didn't say it. They weren't bringing them back to the laws, to the commandments. The false prophets were saying, you're going to have peace. It's okay. You're going to be okay. Don't worry about the Sabbath or Christmas. It's okay to honor Christ's birthday on Christmas, which is nowhere in the Bible. Easter, the goddess of Astarte. It's okay to honor bunny rabbits through Christianity and eggs. Many false prophets shall rise. And it's more than that. So that's twice. Don't let no man deceive you. Take heed. And he said it again. And many false prophets shall rise and deceive many. Jump down to verse 24. For there shall arise false Christs, false prophets, and show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. If it was possible, they shall deceive the ones that the Most High God have sealed. But the reason why they can't seal them, because we have been clothed securely, and we recognize what a true prophet is and false prophecies, because the Most High God has opened the understanding of this book to us. So now we see the blueprint and the map that God has laid out, because his wife is making herself ready. So we see it. That was 3 times. He said, let no man deceive you. False prophets arrive, deceive you. False Christ, false prophets going to rise. Great signs and wonders, so much possible, deceive. We are in the height of this right here, the deception. All of it is culminating in one point to a pinnacle. But the reason why we can see it so clearly, because we have the truth. So we can see it clearly. And if it was possible, it's not possible. Why? Because the elect have been securely closed and sealed. They can't deceive them. Because they who can take them out of the Father's hand? Who can pluck them out of his hand? You can't. It's impossible. Because they are sealed in the Father's hand. The sheep are. They've already been sealed. But watch this. Go back up to verse 15. I'm going to show you something quickly. Christ is preparing us both spiritually and naturally. Watch what he says, naturally. Verse 15 of the same chapter, 24. Matthew 24. When you therefore shall see the abomination of desolation, spoken by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place, whoso really let him understand. That's the Roman kingdom coming. That's the abomination of desolation. Then let them which be in Judea rather flee to the mountains. So he's giving you some natural instructions. Why? Prophecy must come to pass. So he's telling them to do something naturally, physically. He's telling them something physically to do because prophecy must happen. Spoke by Daniel. He said, let them which in Judea get out, run to the mountains. Naturally, get up and get out. Let him which are in a housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. Christ didn't say, oh, I'm going to pray for you. The angels come down to protect you. And so you won't be able to, I'm going to protect you there. He didn't say that. He said something must have to happen because it's in prophecy. There's something that was spoke already in prophecy that must happen. So your prayer means nothing to prophecy, to something that's already been spoke. That's the ignorance of our people out here. Think you can pray for America when the Bible has prophesied its destruction. Christ here in the presence of his disciples, telling them something physically they must do. If you're in the housetop, don't go get nothing out. Get on out of there. Physically. Neither let him which is in the field return back in to take any clothes. Whatever you have on, get out of here. And woe unto them which are in child, and to them that give suck in those days. Christ is telling you the calamities upon them that was going to come upon them, giving them physical instructions what to do physically. But I pray ye that your flight be not in the winter. I hope and pray that it's not winter. Neither on the Sabbath day. Why? They know that we congregated on the Sabbath day. That's what he's saying. Because we know we all in one place on Sabbath day. That means more of us will be what? Slaughtered. For these be the days of vengeance, of tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time. No, not ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days were shortened. Right here. So he shortened the time because he can shorten time if he want to, or make it happen quickly. Watch this. He gave us instructions here. By the prophets, he told us in Revelations, come out of her, my people. Be not partakers of her sin in mystery Babylon, that you receive not of her plagues. He's given us physical instructions. Come out of America's culture. Come out of America's religions. Because the pastors in there is in darkness. That you be not partakers of her sins. Come out of her. Because see, the spirit, the mystery Babylon extends. Because the sorceries that connects with other countries like Great Britain, Canada, Ukraine. But the hub, we in the belly of the beast here in America. Watch this. Go to Ezekiel 3. Watch this. Go to Ezekiel 3. Watch this. Start at verse 16. And it came to pass at the end of 7 days, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth, and give them warning from me. There have been watchmen released in the earth for the house of Israel, for the children of Israel, to wake them up and guide them in these latter days, and to give them warning, to turn from their wicked ways, come back to the covenant of the Most High. Some of us have already celebrated the Day of Atonement, trying to get our spirits right with the Most High. Fasting and praying, you're treated like of a Sabbath. Some celebrated the Feast of Tabernacles after the Day of Atonement. We are rehearsing the righteous acts. And I hope that you have done it. Some people, they have doing it on various days. And some are not. But hopefully you are commemorating the Feast of Atonement. And if you can also do the Feast of Tabernacles or the Feast of Booths. And so Most High God continue to wake us up as we rehearse the righteous acts. When you begin to rehearse the righteous acts on the high holy days, it brings you more in connection to the Most High. Because we are implementing his covenant. We're implementing the things that we're going back to our original state and where we should have been. And it does something to our spirit. It changes you when you commemorate this and you honor him on these days that we're supposed to. It does something to your spirit. It changes you spiritually. So the man I have made thee a watchman, verse 18 rather. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speaketh to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life. The same wicked man should die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand. So you see the importance of the prophets and the judgment that will fall on them if they close their mouth and don't say nothing. He will judge them if they do not give warning, if they don't release the words that the Most High hath given them. Then they're going to be judged based on what they should have said. He said, but his blood will I acquire at thy hand. We're going to be judged. Yet if thou warn the wicked, he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity. But thou hast delivered thy soul. Then it's all for me. It's all for those that are pushing the truth as a warning. And showing with clarity the words of the Most High. As a warning. It's all for you then. But if you don't say anything, as the Most High has gifted you to say, in your own unique way that you articulate your thoughts, however that may be. And the Spirit of the Most High is behind you, not seeking for selfish fame and gain. And as soon as you get tens of thousands of followers, and the next thing you see is PayPal accounts. Some type of way to funnel money out. Some type of way they're going to figure it out to get that money. Then you see their true spirits come out, especially when the hype come out and they get a lot of followers, and they captivate their minds and they get them, and most of them don't be saying nothing. I listened to a few. I said, they're not saying anything. What you saying? Just talking out their minds. They be saying that's amazing to me. Again, when the righteous doth turn from its righteousness and commit iniquity, and I lay a stumbling block before him, cause him to fall, he shall die because thou hast not given him warning. He shall die in his sin, and his righteousness which he hath done shall not be remembered, but his blood will I require of thine hand. If they was righteousness and they fall, and you didn't warn them about the sin that they was committing, then I will require at thy hand, because you should have warned them. Nevertheless, if thou warn the righteous man that the righteous sin not, and he doth not sin, he shall surely live, because he is warned. Also thou hast delivered thy soul. Now watch this. Let's go back to Zechariah. Zechariah 1, verse 5. Watch this. Your fathers, where are they? And the prophets, do they live forever? But my words and my statutes, which I commanded my servants, the prophets, servants, the prophets, did they not take hold of your fathers? And they returned and said, like as the Lord of hosts thought, to do unto us according to our ways and according to our doings, so hath he dealt with us. Just like he said he was going to punish us, he did it. Just like the prophets prophesied that this was going to happen, it happened. Just like the prophets, just like the Most High using the prophets today, and he has unveiled the truth to us to see the hidden secrets in the Bible, and we are revealing them to the masses out here, so shall it happen. As he said, in the latter days, you're going to consider it perfectly. So when the bombs, we are telling you the bomb's coming and going to strike America, but you don't believe it. But you're going to consider it perfectly when it happened, though. You will say, what they said was true. What that guy sitting at the table saying was true. But they didn't hearken into the voice of the prophets, the true men of the Lord. They didn't hearken into it. Watch this. Go to Isaiah 55. Isaiah 55. Isaiah 55. Start at verse 7. Watch what it says. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts. And let him return unto the Lord, and he will have mercy upon him. And to our God, for he will abundantly pardon. And we turn from our stiff necks. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord. You don't think like me, the Most High God said. I will forgive you. I will turn and forgive you my judgment, and I'll forgive you and have mercy. Because you don't know me. Because my thoughts, I don't think like you. I don't think like you. And my ways are not like your ways. I don't move the way you move. I don't act the way you act, saith the Lord. For as heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways. My thoughts than your thoughts. For as the rain cometh down and snow from heaven, and return it not, neither thither, but watereth the earth, it accomplished what it set to do, and make it bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater. So shall the word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing which I sent it to do. So if I pass judgment and no repentance and I don't have mercy, it's going to happen by the words of the prophets that speak my word, whom I sent, not the ones who I have not sent. Their words is vain. They make you vain. But the ones that I sent through the true prophets, it's not going to come back void. Just like water comes down from heaven and zither, it does not go back up, and it waters the ground and bring forth fruits from the ground. So shall my word accomplish when it's sent out. It's going to accomplish and execute the purpose from which it was sent. It will not come back void. Watch this. Go back to Zechariah. Verse 7. Upon the 24th day, 11th month, which is the month of Sabbath or Shabbat, that's the Sabbath day, in the second year of Darius, came the word of the Lord. Darius is the king of the Medes. And the word of the Lord unto Zechariah, the son of Berechiah, the son of Iddo, the prophet, saying, I saw by night, and behold, a man riding upon a red horse, like in Zechariah 6, Revelation chapter 6. He stood among the myrtle trees that were in the bottom behind him were 3 red horses, speckled and white, not fully one color, just like the pale horse. Then said I, O my Lord, what are these things? And the angel that talked with him, said unto me, I will show you, or show thee, what these be. I'm going to give you the understanding what this is. Watch this. And the man that stood on the myrtle trees answered and said, these are they whom the Lord has sent to walk to and fro through the earth. Angels of God walking to and fro in the earth. The angels of God is moving in the earth today. That's what you feel. That's why people, their spirits is at an edge. It's uneasy everywhere. They don't know what it is. They can't put their finger on it. They don't know what it is. But the spirit of the angels of God is walking in the earth now, to and fro the earth. And their presence is being felt, but people can't really understand it because they're trying to perceive it. But it's spiritual. Not only the angels of God, there's demonic spirits moving in the earth, igniting the wicked out here, emboldening the wicked out here. Do you see the mass murders coming that's out here? 2 mass murders in 2 consecutive days, back to back. 20 people shot, 8 dead, and 1 was rising, 4 dead and a wounded, some in critical condition, back to back. Demons moving in the earth, while the angels of God walking to and fro in the earth, watching and taking records, recording what they've seen in the earth. That's the uneasiness in some spirit. They don't know it though. But the Bible says, and the man that stood among the myrtle trees answered and said, these are they whom the Lord has sent to walk to and fro through the earth. The angels of God is walking to and fro through the earth. Watch this. Go to Genesis. Genesis 18. Genesis 18. Watch this. Start at verse 16. Do some skip reading. And the men rose up from thence and looked towards Sodom. And Abraham went with them to bring them on the way. Jump down to verse 16. For I know him, for they will command the children and the household after him, and they shall keep the way of the Lord to do justice and judgment, that the Lord may bring unto Abraham that which has spoken of him. And the Lord said, because the cry Sodom and Gomorrah is great. When something is great, it's at an enormous level. It's at an enormous height. And because their sin is very grievous, it's something that's irritating my spirit, something grieving your spirit, it making your spirit irritated and uneasy. Watch what he says. I will go down now and see whether they have done all together according to the cry of it. The cry of sin was at an enormous height. Isn't that where we are today? Isn't sin at an astronomical height? Isn't sin at that level now? According to the cry of it, which has come unto me. And if not, I will know. And the men turned their faces from thence and went toward Sodom, but Abraham stood yet before the Lord. Go to chapter 19 of Genesis, start at verse 1. And there came two angels. Wait a minute. Go back to Genesis 18:21. I thought the Lord said, I will go down now and see whether they have done all together according to the cry of it, which is come unto me, and if not, I will know. And there came two angels. He said, I will go down. But what he's saying, I'm going to send my angels to see what's happening in Sodom and Gomorrah. So he himself didn't do it. He sent the angels at even, as if he don't know. That's amazing. And Lot sat at the gate of Sodom. And Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them, bowed himself with his face toward the ground. And he said, behold, now, my lords, turn in, I pray, you into your servant's house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet. And ye shall rise up early, and go your ways. And they said, no, or nay, but we'll abide in the street all night. So he looked like them. The angels looked like us. They had feet that could be washed. And he pressed so the angels can come in the form of a man. And he pressed upon them greatly. And they turned in unto him and entered into the house. And he made them a feast and did bake unleavened bread. And they did eat. The angels that came down from the Most High sat down and ate bread, a feast. The angels, you can be entertaining angels unaware. That's what the Bible means by that. Because they looked like us. And they was eating. But before they lay down, the men of the city, they was getting ready to lay down, to rest. But the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house around, both old men, young, all the people from every quarter. And they called unto Lot and said unto him, where are those men which came into thee this night? Bring them unto us that we may know them. Know them means to have sex with them. The old men and the young men want to have sex with the angels of God. They came down, sent by God, to see if what the wickedness and the height, the enormous height of sin in the city was true. And they want to go in and rape them. They said, know them. They was surrounded the house and wanted to rape them, to know them. What they were going to say? Willingly? No. And Lot went out of the door unto them and shut the door after him. And they said, I pray you, brethren, do not so wickedly. Behold, now I have 2 daughters, which have not known men. Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you. And you do ye to them as is good in your eyes. Only unto these men do nothing. For therefore came they under the shadow of my roof. He was going to give them his own daughters to do to them as they will. That's interesting. So they was going to rape his daughters then. Just don't touch the angels of the Most High. Don't mess with them. I'm willing to sacrifice my daughters before we allow you to do these to these men. Watch this. And they said, stand back. And they said again, this one fellow came in to sojourn, and he will needs to be a judge. And now we would deal worse with thee than with them. And they pressed so upon the man, even Lot, and came near to break the door. They wanted them so bad. They wanted to break down this man's door to have sex with another man. What ridiculous, twisted mind is that? The man, you can have my daughters. No. We don't want no women. We want the men to rape them. God, that's what it is. Because they want to break down the door. But the men put forth their hand and pulled Lot into the house to them and shut the door. And they smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness, both small and great. So they wearied themselves to find the door, smote them with blindness, old, young, many of them. That city was polluted with wickedness, unhinged wickedness, wretchedness, debauchery. It was soaked in filth. And the men said unto Lot, hast thou here any besides? Son-in-law, and thy sons and thy daughters, and whatsoever thou hast in this city, bring them out of this place. For we will destroy this place. The angels of God said, we will destroy it. Revelation 7. Angels standing on the 4 winds of heaven, holding back the 4 winds, saying, hurt not the earth till. Well, I'm going to show you. The angels cause destruction. They can bring destruction themselves also. They also can manipulate men, and the Lord uses nations, wicked nations, to cause destruction. We will destroy this place because the cry of them is waxing great before the face of the Lord. And the Lord has sent us to destroy it. And Lot went out and spake unto his sons-in-law, which married his daughters, and said, up, get up, get you out of this place. For the Lord would destroy this city. But he's seen as one that mocked unto his sons-in-law. The way he sounded. Their sons-in-law said, man, it seems like they're mocking. And when the morning arose, then the angels hastened to Lot, saying, arise, take thy wife and thy 2 daughters, which are here, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of this city. Lest you be consumed with the judgment of God in this city. He said, get up and get out of here. And while he lingered, the man laid hold upon his hand, and upon the hand of his wife, and upon the hand of his 2 daughters, the Lord being merciful unto them. And they brought him forth and set him without the city. And it came to pass, when he had brought them forth abroad, that he said, escape for thy life. Look not behind thee, neither stay thou in all the plain. Escape to the mountains, lest thou be consumed. And the Lord said unto them, oh, no, not so, my Lord. But behold, now thy servant hath found grace in thy sight. And I magnify thy mercy, as I showed thee unto him, saying, my life, and I cannot escape in the mountain, lest some evil take me. So the Lord sent the angels to retrieve Lot out of the city before he sent destruction. The angels of the God sent down to destroy. Matthew 24, he sent his angels to retrieve his elect from the 4 ends of heaven, of the earth. It's the same thing. He's showing you he's going to deliver the righteous out of destruction. He's showing, he's given case after case. The angel's going to call his elect up. And the clouds of heaven, which is his chariots, is going to harvest these elect from this earth. Verse 24. Did the Lord rain upon Sodom and Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven? Watch this. Go to Revelation 7. Revelation 7. He delivered Lot. He delivered Noah. He's going to deliver his chosen people. He's going to do it. That's why the prophets is here now warning. That's why. Go to Revelation 7. Watch this, verse 1. And after these things I saw 4 angels, 4 spirits, 4 chariots of God, the 4 carpenters. Same thing. The 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Revelation chapter 6. Same thing. Standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor any tree. Standing at the 4 winds, north, south, east, and west. Standing on the 4 corners of the earth, in the heavens, looking at the earth, ready to pronounce judgment on the earth. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living God. And he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, like the one sent down from God to Sodom, to see if the cry was so, because it was great and it was grievous to the Lord, to see if it was thus so. The angels of God is walking to and fro the earth. They here, moving in the earth today. They are here. That is the forces that you feel in the earth. That's what you sense in the earth. That's what came in the earth after 2019, that nothing ever was the same again. The angels of God is moving to and fro the earth, causing God's purpose to come to pass. But he is blowing the trumpet by the prophets, warning his seed to come out from among America. Come out of mystery Babylon. Come out of these false religions. Thus saith the Lord. Because judgment is coming to America. Judgment is coming to the earth. Saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed servants of God in their foreheads. Seal means to close securely, to seal it, to preserve it. There are some that has to be awakened. Wait, don't hurt the earth, angels. Stand, hold your judgment back. Because there are some that the Most High must awaken here in spiritual Sodom and Egypt. That's what the angels are doing. There's some that's chosen to be awake, to be awakened. So hurt not the earth. Seal unto the servant. Seal the servants in their foreheads. How? Baruch said, he's going to give them a heart and ears to hear, a mind to perceive, and ears to understand the call of the true prophets in these last days, these last hours. That's what's happening. Watch this. Well, Revelation chapter 11. Watch this. Revelations chapter 11, verse 8. And their dead bodies, talking about the two olive trees, two candlesticks standing before God, that's verse 4, before of the earth, which are the two tribes. That's in Jeremiah. He's talking about the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. Those are the two olive trees that stand before God in all the earth. These are the two olive trees, the two olive candlesticks standing before God of the earth. Drop down to verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of this great city. The great city is also the great whore, which is also mystery Babylon the Great, which is a metaphor for America. So their dead bodies shall lie in the great city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. Sodomites everywhere in America, and Egyptian monuments everywhere in America, even on our money, the pyramid, the all-seeing eye of Horus and Ra and Osiris. The Egyptian on our dollar bill. Sodom, the spirit of Sodom is in America. Spiritually Sodom in Egypt. Not ancient Egypt. It's saying the spirit of Sodom in Egypt. It's the habitation here. Where also the Lord was crucified. Our Lord was crucified. They nailed his message. They nailed his appearance. They nailed his image. They crucified. They killed his image in the Christianity. They killed it here. They said he was white. They crucified his gospel message. They said he's coming to save everybody. They said he loves everybody. They said Christ is a Caucasian man. They have done away with God's chosen people. They said the church replaces Israel. They say God's chosen people is obsolete. That's what they say. They said that God, the commandments are done away with. They crucified the Lord here in mystery Babylon, spiritual Egypt and Sodom. That's how they crucified him. Watch this. And the people And they of the people and the kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half. That's 350 years. And shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves. Watch this. I'm going to come back, but go to Psalms 79. Watch this. Psalm 79. Watch this. Start at verse 1. O God, the heathen are come into thine inheritance. Thy holy temple have they defiled. They have laid Jerusalem on heaps. The dead bodies of thy servants have they given to be meat unto the fowls of heaven, the flesh of thy saints, unto the beast of the earth. Go back. Revelation 11, verse 9. And they, now this is in spiritual Sodom in Egypt. That was in ancient captivity there, where their body was laid on top of the ground, and the beast of the field was allowed to eat them. They didn't suffer them to be in graves. Watch this. And the people, the kindreds and tongues, and the nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves. They riddled, as they lynched our ancestors. They cut them down. They riddled their body with bullets, cut them down. They filleted some. They severed their genitals. They sold parts of their bodies as souvenirs and laid their bodies on the ground for the beast of the field to eat. They didn't suffer their bodies with integrity and with grace to be buried, with respect. They allowed the beasts of the field, the birds and the crows and the buzzards of the air to feast off our ancestors' flesh. The Bible says they shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, 350 years, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves. A young man was hung in Mississippi, found 3 months later, dead, hanging in a tree. 6 months later, they find his body. These people, this Bible is talking about us. We are those dead bodies in spiritual Egypt and Sodom. That's us. That did not suffer our ancestors to be today, and our ancestors to be put in graves. It happened in Psalm 79. It happened in our time now. Watch this. Revelation 16. Watch this. Watch this. Revelation 16:19. And the great city was divided into 3 parts, and the cities of the nations fell, and great Babylon came in remembrance before God, just like Sodom and Egypt. Go down and see if what the cry of which is so great, see if it's so. It's the same thing. It's happening. Came in remembrance before God to give unto her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath. The same thing happened, which is great Babylon, which is a great city, which was called spiritual Sodom and Egypt. We saw what happened in Sodom. We saw what happened to Egypt. It was destroyed. Both of them. That's what the Bible is saying. It's going to happen to America. See, I can't give you a heart to see it. And upon her forehead was written mystery, Babylon the Great, mother of harlots, abominations of the earth. It is the filth. A mother is like an incubator, and it grows and it produces the mother, and it releases what it has in her incubating tube out into the earth. It's cultivated there in Mystery Babylon. It starts there and ends there. Mystery Babylon the Great, that great city, spiritual Egypt of Sodom, that great whore, same, all the same, the beast, and it's called the Antichrist. It's all talking about one nation of people, the Caucasian race, Esau. That's what all this talking about. And their mark is Christianity, false idolatry, false politics, lies, policy, politics, culture, Christianity, religions. That's their mark. And many have the mark of the beast already. They have the mark of the Antichrist in their foreheads and on their hand, the right and the authority. You've given them the right and the authority to do something. And they gave them the right hands of fellowship. Barnabas and Paul. To go and do something. Watch this. Go to Zechariah. Watch this. Stay with me. Go to Zechariah 11. Watch this. And they answered the angel of the Lord that stood among the myrtle trees and said, we have walked to and fro through the earth, and behold, all the earth sitteth still and is at rest. Then the angel of the Lord answered and said, O Lord, how long wilt thou have mercy on Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, which thou had in indignation 70 years, 70 years. So now they just leaving out of the Babylonian captivity. Darius, the king of the Medes, destroyed the Medes and Persians, conquered the Babylonians. The angel of the Lord speaking, saying, Lord, how long are you not going to have mercy? Speaking to the Lord on Judah and Jerusalem. How long? They're leaving out of the Babylonian captivity. Now they're going into the Medes and Persians, because the spoils goes to the nation that conquers the other nation. So now they're under the Medes and Persians captivity, under Darius. So now the angel said, it's at peace. Rather, it is at rest. Why did he say that? Let's continue to read. And the Lord answered the angel and talked with me with good words and comfortable words. Those are the words he said. Let me give you some good words, comfortable words. So the angel that communed with me said unto me, cry thou, saying, thus saith the Lord of hosts, I am jealous over Jerusalem and for Zion with a great jealousy. And I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease, for I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction. He was displeased, but they helped forward it. Nebuchadnezzar forwarded the affliction. Darius, it was at peace. He allowed them to build the temple. Let's show you. Let's get a few scriptures right quick. Go to, watch this, Ezra. Some quick scriptures here. We're almost finished. Ezra. Ezra 6. Watch this. Go to Ezra. Started. Let's start at 6 and 1. I'm going to start there. I'm going to do some skip reading. Ezra 6 and verse 1. Then Darius No, let me see. Let me see. That's what I know. Go to Ezra. Yeah, I'm gonna do that one. Start at verse Ezra 1:1. Now in the first year of Cyrus, the king of Persia, that the word of the Lord by the mouth of Jeremiah might be fulfilled, the Lord stirred up the spirit of Cyrus, king of Persia, that he made a proclamation throughout all his kingdoms and put also in writing, saying, Thus said Cyrus, the king of Persia, the Lord God of heaven have given me all the kingdoms of the earth and have charged me to build him a house at Jerusalem, which is in Judah. Now, they had problems when they started building because he had given the decree that they should build. But some of the other nations wanted to help them build. And some of the leaders of Israel said, no, you have nothing to do with us, neither our God. That made them mad. So they got together and tried to hinder the progression of the building of the temple. Now, that's just a brief synopsis of it. Now go to Ezra chapter 6, verse 1. Now Darius is ruling. Then Darius the king made a decree. A search was made in the house, all the rows where the treasures were laid up in Babylon. And there was found out Alchemessa in the palace that is in the province, the Medes, a roll, and there was a record thus written. In the first year of Cyrus the king, the same Cyrus the king made a decree concerning the house of God at Jerusalem. Let the house be builded, the place where they offered sacrifices, and let the foundation thereof be strongly laid, the height thereof 3 cubits and height breadth 3 cubits 4. So King Darius said, we're going to honor what King Cyrus said. Now jump over to verse 8. Moreover, I make a decree, this King Darius. Moreover, I make a decree, what ye should do to the elders of these Jews for the building of the house of God, that of the king's goods, even of the tribute beyond the river, forthwith expenses be given unto these men, and they be not hindered. So stop it, and anybody stop it, they're going to be punished. You can continue to read. Now watch this. Jump down to verse 14. And the elders and the Jews builded, and they prospered through the prophesying of Haggai, prophet, and Zechariah, the son of Iddo. And they builded and finished it according to the commandments of the God of Israel, according to the commandment of Cyrus and Darius and Artaxerxes, king of Persia. They was at rest. They was at peace now because they was allowing them to build a temple. They had them in captivity in Medes and Persia. Under King Darius, Artaxerxes, and King Cyrus. So go back to Zechariah. Go back. Let's go, not back, but let's go to Daniel, 5. Let's get some history of Nebuchadnezzar. Go to Daniel 5:18. O thou king, the Most High God gave Nebuchadnezzar, he's talking to Belshazzar, the son of Nebuchadnezzar, thy father, a kingdom, majesty, and glory, and honor. And for the majesty that he gave him, all the people and nations and languages trembled and feared before him. Whom he slew, whom he would, he slew. And whom he would, he kept alive. And whom he would, he set up. And whom he would, he put down. That was the spirit of Nebuchadnezzar in Babylon. They did what they wanted to do. Whom he would set up, he set up. Just like Trump. The spirit of Babylon is here. He slew who he wanted to slew. He kept alive who he wanted to keep alive. And he put in position who he wanted. They're unqualified in this administration, in Trump. But he put them there. That's why he wanted the army behind him. Why? Because he will slay who he wants to slay. He wants to be above the Constitution. He's trying to invoke the Insurrection Act. Look it up. That's why you have these National Guards being implemented in what? Portland, Chicago, Washington, D.C., now Memphis, and coming to a city near you soon. Why? He told him in his presidency, if I become president, there won't be no more elections. Why? If I have the army behind me, I can subdue it as a dictator. That's what he's trying to do. Now watch this. The angel told him, wherefore comfort. The Lord told him, comfort thee one another with these words. Same words that Paul said to the church of Thessalonica. Go to 2 Thessalonians. 1 Thessalonians. First Thessalonians. Watch this. Concerning Christ's appearance and coming. Started 1 Thessalonians 4, verse 13. But I will not have you to be ignorant, brethren, concerning them which are asleep, that have passed, that ye sorrow not, even as others which have no hope. For if we believe that Jesus died and rose again, even so them which also are asleep in Jesus will God bring with him. For this we say unto you by the word of the Lord, that which we are alive and remain until the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, voice of the archangel, trump of God, and the dead in Christ shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds, literal, not spacecrafts, alien spacecrafts, not spaceships. Clouds are our chariots to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord. Wherefore, comfort one another with these words. The same thing that the angel said the Lord spoke to Zechariah. But why? Watch this. But of the times and seasons, remember this. Times and seasons, brethren, you have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord, the valley of Jehoshaphat, the valley of decision, the day of visitation, the day of the Lord, the valley of decision, the valley of Jehoshaphat comes as a thief into night to them, to the other nations, that the angel walked to and fro, and the earth was still and at rest. It's going to come as a thief in the night to them. For when they shall say peace or still, or the earth is at rest and safety, then sudden destruction coming upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. That is for the ruling kingdom on the earth today. That's not for us. He's not coming as a thief in the night to us. For yourselves know perfectly. We know. Noah knew. The prophets revealed the secrets to the prophets. We know what's getting ready to happen because his wife has made herself ready. We know. But the times and seasons, what is that? Daniel, chapter 2. He's telling you, don't worry about the time when one kingdom is coming down and the kingdom of the Most High is getting ready to rule. You just be prepared for the change. Daniel 2, verse 21. And he changes times and seasons. He removed kings and he set it up kings. He giveth wisdom unto the wise, knowledge to them that know understanding. So he give us knowledge and wisdom to know That's what's happening. When a kingdom is getting ready to change, when one kingdom is falling, another kingdom is coming to reign. He sends the secret through the prophets to warn, to blow the trumpet, because the kingdom of Christ is coming. And this nation is getting ready, rather falling now, but the bombs is coming. Watch this. Watch this. So times and seasons has something to do with the setting up of kingdoms and the removing of kingdoms and kings. And you know yourself perfectly that they don't know the day of the Lord comes as a thief in the night to them, as travail with a woman, to America, to Putin, because they think nothing can take them down. They think they're going to rule forever, but they're not. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Go to, watch this. Let me go to Isaiah. I want to give one scripture in Isaiah. Isaiah 13. Isaiah 13. Watch this. And verse. Isaiah, let me get there right quick. I had to find a scripture that came to my mind early today. Isaiah 13, watch this, and watch this, verse number 1. Watch what it says. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. Exalt the voice unto them that shake the hand. Shake the hand is the judgment of God. That they may go into the gates of the nobles. I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones for mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. Watch this. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous, which is a noisy, angry gathering. A tumultuous noise of the kingdoms, of nations, gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustered the host of the battle. He's gathering, corralling the nations to war amongst one another. That's what he did against Babylon. He mustered up the nations, the Medes and the Persians, and some other nations, to conquer Nebuchadnezzar. So he's showing you how he works, people. He gathers nations and kings to bring down other nations, but he's behind it. That's what's going to happen to America. He's mustering up the nations to battle America. How ye? Watch what he said. For the day of the Lord is at hand. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord comes so as a thief in the night. How ye? How ye? For the day of the Lord is at hand, and it shall come as a destruction for the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt, and they shall be afraid, pains and sorrows, and shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman travailing. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames, amazed that Christ penetrating the atmosphere. Angels of the Most High plastered in the sky. Saints of God excavated from the earth by the clouds. And the judgment of God falls on the nations. That's what's going to happen. Watch this. Go back to Zechariah. Zechariah 1, verse 16. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, I am returned to Jerusalem, With mercies my house shall be built in it, saith the Lord of hosts. And a line shall be stretched forth upon Jerusalem. Cry yet, saying, thus saith the Lord of hosts, my cities, through prosperity, shall yet spread abroad, and the Lord shall yet comfort Zion, and he shall yet choose Jerusalem. Then lifted I up mine eyes, and saw, and behold, 4 horns, 4 nations. And I said unto the angel that talked with me, what be these? And he answered me, these are the horns which have scattered Judah, Israel, and Jerusalem. What nations did it have scattered them up until that time? We had the Egyptian captivity. You had the Assyrian captivity. You had the Babylonian captivity. Zechariah prophesying under Darius, king of the Medes and Persians. 4 horns has scattered the children of Israel. Verse 20. And the Lord showed me 4 carpenters. And the Lord showed me 4 carpenters. Then said I, what come these to do? 4 angels. And he spake, saying, these are the horns which have scattered Judah, so that no man did lift up his head. But these are come to fray, to make war, or to make conflict with. The head but these are come to fray them, or to make war with them, or conflict with them, to cast out the horns of the Gentiles, cast out the kings or kingdoms of the nations, which I just named, which lifted up their horn over the land of Judah to scatter it. So the Lord sent angels, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, the 4 carpenters, the 4 angels standing on the 4 winds of the earth, saying, "Hold, they come to judge nations that have scattered us." It's the same thing. They're walking to and fro the earth today. They are waiting for this to seal the service of God in their foreheads. They're waiting now. They're standing on the 4 winds of the earth now. Watch this. And they have come to fray, to make war on this earth. Revelation 19. Watch this. Almost finished here. Revelation 19. A few more scriptures. Revelation 19. Verse 11. And I saw a new heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness he does judge and make war. He does judge and make war. His eyes was a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but himself. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of God. Whose blood is that? On his garment. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, and treadeth them with a winepress of the fiercest of the wrath of the Almighty God. Winepress in the threshing pool, and the juice of the grapes, as it vesture, as it blood on his garments. Of who? I'm going to show you. Go to Isaiah. Go to Isaiah. Watch this. Isaiah 63. Let's see whose blood is on his vesture, his garment. Isaiah 63 verse 1. Who is this that come from Edom with dyed garments from Bozrah? This that is glories in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Who is he coming to save? His redeemed. Who is his redeemed? His people. From who? These nations. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treaded in wine fat. It's repeating Revelations 19. Whose blood is on his vesture that looks like wine fat, the juice from red grapes. I have trodden. He came from Edom, Esau. He's coming to make war, people, with the Caucasian man. That's Edom. That's who he's coming to make war with. I didn't write this book, but I'm going to speak it. I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in mine anger. Who is the them? Edom, the other nations, ruling with a rod of iron, coming to war against the black Messiah. I will trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. For the day of vengeance is in mine heart, and the year of my redeemed is come. Who is this redeemed? And I looked, and there was none to help, and I wondered that there was none to uphold. Therefore my own arm brought salvation unto me, and my fury it is upheld. And I will tread down the people in mine anger, and make them drunk in my fury. And I will bring down their strength to the earth, bringing down the nation's power to the earth. The excellency and the power and the glory, the majesty of America, and the pomp and the pride and the greatness of Trump and Esau's kingdom. Blood is going to be on his vesture, treading like he was treading the wine fat in the threshing floor. That's who blood is on his vesture, because they are going to make war with the black Christ. They're going to make war with him. The Bible is saying it. Who is this redeemed? Isaiah 44 and 6. Let's see. Watch this. Thus saith the Lord, the King of Israel and his Redeemer, the Lord of hosts. I am the first, and I am the last. Beside me, there is no God. He is the Redeemer of the children of Israel that has been scattered in all nations, that he's coming to make war, to redeem them from the hand of their enemies and from all them that hate them. Because we hated by everybody. They're trying to kill us now. There, you see who hate us now. It's all everywhere. It's undeniable. We are the one he's coming to redeem from the hand of our enemies and from all of them that hate. I want one scripture to come to mind. I want to show you something before we close this out. Go to Revelation chapter 6. Before we close it out, just this one scripture. Because they're building bunkers, billionaires, and they're starting to do drills about how they get in their bunkers. You can Google it. Because they think they're going to escape. They're not. Watch this. Go to Revelation 6, verse 12. And I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood, and the stars of heaven fell from the earth, even as a fig tree casted her untimely figs, when she is shaken with a mighty hand. And the heavens departed as a scroll. This is he's He's prophesying World War III on the earth. Watch this. It's rolled together. And every mountain and island will move out of their place. An atomic bomb can only do that. Watch this, what he says. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man, hid themselves in dens and in rocks of mountains. What is that, people? Bunkers. They're hiding themselves in bunkers, in caves, and in rocks of mountains. The Bible prophesied that the great men, the rich men, and the chief captains will be taking place hiding in bunkers. That's what Jesus Christ showed John in a revelation, in a vision of what will be happening in America and on the times on this earth. Hiding themselves in dens and in the rocks of mountains. What he's calling dens is bunkers in the earth and in mountains, caves and deep crevices in underground on the mountains. You can Google it. Bunkers. 12 stories deep. They building them. Some in Hawaii, in Switzerland, building bunkers. And in the core of America, heart, buying hundreds of thousands of acres of land. I'm going to read it again. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man, hid themselves in dens and in rocks of mountains. That is what we call today bunkers. Google it. They are prepping themselves right now to go in their bunkers that can hold them through a nuclear weather storm and a nuclear fallout. They can't escape the hand of the Most High. Christ is coming, and they will be trying to hide themselves, and they will be in their bunkers and their dens, in mountains and caves, but they cannot hide from Christ and the glory and the power that will be displayed when he appear. And with that, until next time, Israel, I hope you enjoyed your atonement. If you already have celebrated it, continue to fast, pray, endure to the end. And with that, I say shalom and peace be unto you.